Hello dear students, today we are going to study World War II, third part. The World War II started on 1st September 1939 to 2nd September 1945. There were many battles which were fought during this war. There were many invasions which had occurred. In this part of the video, we will be studying about the course of the war, course of the Second World War. So we are going to start with Germans' invasion on Poland. The Second World War began with the German invasion of Poland in September 1939. Germans greatly resented the loss of Danzig and demanded the Polish corridor, linking East Prussia with the rest of Germany by a road and rail connection. Danzig was mainly a German-speaking area. The Poles living there apprehended that Germany would occupy the area by any pretension. France rejected this demand and refused to attend a conference. In the meantime, Germany signed a 10-year non-aggression pact with Soviet Russia. Both the powers now agreed to divide Poland between them. Hitler was now convinced that if Russia would remain neutral, Britain and France would not risk a war with Germany. German invasion thus began on 1st September 1939. Next is attack on Norway, April 1940. Hitler's next target was Norway. The port Narvik was the main outlet for Swedish iron ore, and this was very important for German armaments because Britain was carrying on coastal trade with Norway. To prevent the move of the British army, Hitler decided to attack Norway. The German army occupied Denmark and landed at the main Norwegian port in April 1940. The Norwegians were taken by surprise because their troops were not even mobilized. Germany got her basis for supply of iron ore. The next is Dunkirk incident. The German troops attacked France and trapped the British, the Belgian force and the French army in the northern coast of France. Large number of British, French and Belgian force got surrounded by the German army. The British PM Winston Churchill called the event in France a colossal military disaster. In this situation, the British army decided to evacuate the trapped army across the English Channel. That was the only way. Thus began the planning of withdrawal from Dunkirk. In the meantime, on 22nd May 1940, the German authority issued a halt war order. This gave the Allied army time to organize the evacuation process. This was known as Operation Dynamo. It was known as Operation Dynamo. Next is attack on France, which had occurred in 1940. The German army entered France and Paris was captured on 14 June and France surrendered on 22nd June. At Hitler's insistence, the ceasefire was signed. The German army then occupied northern France and the Atlantic coast. Marshal Pétain was allowed to rule the unoccupied France, but this government had no independence. The government of Pétain had to collaborate with the Germans. In this situation, Italy under Mussolini joined the war on the side of Germany. Next is the Battle of Britain. That is 12th August to 30th September. 12th August to 30th September 1940. If Hitler had attacked Britain immediately after France, the map of Europe would have been different. But Hitler waited for long 2 months to attack Britain after France. Actually, Hitler's intention was to break the morale of the English people by heavy aerial attack and bombardment. The industrial areas, the ports, radar stations, aerodromes ammunition factories, and the city of London were heavily bombed and numerous civilians lost their lives. But despite enormous losses, the British morale remained unshaken, and British also started counterattack through the Royal Air Force. When it became clear that the British would not surrender, Hitler called off the attack. The next is war in Africa. War in Africa. Italy had also declared war against the Allied power after the fall of France. Mussolini's ultimate object was to capture the British colonies in North Africa along with Egypt and the Suez Canal. Italy had some initial success, but the British army took possession of the African colonies of Italy like Eritrea, Abyssinia. Hitler then came forward to help the ally Italy and German army under Rommel, the Desert Fox, who appeared in North Africa. There were two battles at El Alamein in the Western Desert Campaign. The first battle was fought on the northern coast of Egypt between the Axis powers of Germany and Italy under Rommel, known as the Desert Fox, and the Allied force. The Allied force was able to prevent the advancement of the Axis power into Egypt. Defensive measures were undertaken at the west of Alexandria and also on the approaches to Cairo. Mussolini went to Libya to prepare his entry into Cairo. The second battle of El Alamein was fought near the Egyptian railway halt of El Alamein. Very soon, Rommel's army reached within the striking distance of Alexandria and the Suez Canal. The second battle was fought in October to November 1942. The Allied forces under the British General Montgomery defeated Rommel's army in the Second Battle of El Alamein. This victory was one of the turning points for the Allies. The African project of Mussolini thus failed and proved to be the prelude to his fall. The next one we are taking is the attack on Russia, that is Operation Barbarossa. We are going to talk about. Hitler took up his most cherished and ambitious scheme of attacking Russia, the country of the hated communist. This campaign of Germany was known as the Operation Barbarossa, which started on 22nd June 1941. Hitler made an elaborate arrangement for the invasion of Russia from three sides. Which three sides? Leningrad, Moscow, and Ukraine. Within a very short time, German army advanced within the striking distance of Leningrad and Moscow, but was held up by Russian resistance. German advance through Ukraine was spectacular, and very soon they reached as far as Caucasus. The German army reached Stalingrad at the end of August 1942. The retreating Russian army then discovered all bridges, factories, railways to prevent German advancement. This was known as scorched earth policy. I repeat, the retreating Russian army destroyed all bridges, factories, railways to prevent German advancement. This is known as scorched earth policy. The Russian army made a desperate fight to protect Stalingrad for about 6 months. Next, we are going to get to the war in the East and the fall of Japan. In October 1936, Japan had signed the Anti-Comintern Pact with Germany and Italy. Thus, the Berlin-Rome-Tokyo axis had been formed against Russia. There was no declaration of war. In spite of that, Japan provoked the United States of America into war by bombing at Pearl Harbor on 7th December 1941. Bombing at Pearl Harbor on 7th December 1941. 3 days after this incident, Japan sank 2 British battleships, Prince of Wales and Repulse, in the Gulf of Siam. Japan then captured in quick succession Hong Kong, Malaya, Singapore, and Burma. Thus, by 1942, Japan almost reached the eastern gates of India, threatening the British position there. After the fall of Germany and Italy, Japan continued the war. On 6th August 1945, America dropped an atom bomb on the Japanese city of Hiroshima, killing perhaps 84,000 people and leaving thousands more lives dying of radiation poisoning. 3 days later, on 9th August 1945, America dropped another atom bomb on the Japanese city of Nagasaki, which perhaps killed another 40,000 people. After this, the Japan government surrendered to the Allied power. Until 1952, Japan was occupied by the Allied troops, mostly American, under the commander General MacArthur. Thank you.